Let me ask you this, because you've been in the media space. When you look at what is happening with the media, and I mean it in the widest sense of the word, I mean everything from streaming, the whole spectrum. They'll take the case of what's happened with Tandav, for example, where you've actually got a program, a streaming platform where they had to take down the content, censor it. Despite that, multiple FIRs across India, the possible threat of arrest. This is increasing in its intensity. Does that worry you?
That worries me a lot, because it's and I'm glad that you raised this question, Srinivasan, because it's a really matter of concern, because it just seems like anybody, anywhere in this country, in any street corner, can just stand up and hold anyone to ransom. A company, an ideology, anything could be held to ransom, and you can suspend everything. And it also seems that the right to take offense has taken precedence over every other right. The only fundamental right, it seems, today in this country is the right to take offense. And if you claim to be offended, you have far greater attention in the country than for any other cause. And that is really a source of worry. Given you talking about a show that offends people, it's very simple. I think a justice at Delhi High Court many years said this, that Mr. If you don't like the show, change the channel. It's very simple. But here, you're not satisfied with just changing the channel. You're not even satisfied with just shutting down the show. You want complete capital punishment. You want the company to be shut down. You want the people to be arrested. That kind of, we are in a democracy. The joy of this democracy is that we can disagree.
But Uday Shankar, no, you're right. It is concerning. But when you say that it's anybody who can stand on a street corner and take offense, that's only part of the picture. In this instance, as we know, the FIRs have been filed or have been driven and initiated by governments, or members of political parties, right? The first stone, as it were cast from those quarters, and then others may or may not join in. So that makes it even more challenging, right? Where there's a certain state sanction to this kind of bullying and censorship.
I don't know whether they just state sanction, and I suspect that by state sanction you only mean that the sanction from the central government. But I think it is.
No. I don't only mean central government, by the way. Let me make that clear. I'm saying it could be any government.
No, so it is any government.
And I'm not blaming any party or anything, right? That's
exactly my point. That's exactly my point.
But I'm saying it does have a certain political sanction to it. That's what I meant.
No, so, the overall mindset in this country for anyone in authority, official authority or unofficial authority, is that, the only way, I can just take matters in my hands and I can just go lodge an FIR, put protests, bring a bunch of people, start shouting and hold everybody else to ransom. I already said that. I'm really worried about it, and I think it's a very narrow explanation to say that it is limited to government. Any political party, you give a name to a film or a book or an article. You write a fictional story on someone, and somebody gets offended because they think that by giving a certain surname to the person in a fictional story, you are bringing down their caste or their community or whatever. That is where we have come, and it's a matter of alarm. I think instead of saying that X or Y is more responsible for this, we need to come together and figure out that will the right to disagree and will the right to express both be allowed to coexist peacefully or not.